Hello and welcome to a trade review. I've not done one of these for a long time, so I thought today would be a good day to get back into it again. Also want to go through two of my strategies I watch every day. One of them is a bread and butter trade for me. If you follow the channel, then you would see that I do 2 live streams a day. One of the live streams is a pre-market video where I go through all the levels I'm watching, and the other one is a live order flows for the day. So the strategy I took today took into account some of the order flow. I'll go into each one of them now. So pre-market, we were pretty much around this area here, and I think we was watching, but as the market sold off, in fact we were in between pre-market high, pre-market low at the time, and then the market sold off, and I said I'm watching for a break and retest of this pre-market low level, and then I'm also watching for a bounce if we come back down into this area of demand, and that demand is calculated from the 15-minute chart based on the last big move from a pivot. So I'm looking for a big sharp change of direction. So we came up, changed direction, and changed direction again, and we put in that big move. And then I'll go down into the 15-minute chart where I just mark out my zone, and you can see it's quite a large. So what I'm looking for is the red candle before a big green move, and same with it. If I'm looking for a supply zone, I'm looking for the green candle before a big red move. So that's basically how I marked out. So I marked out this 15-minute. I could use a 5-minute to fine tune it even further, but 15-minute gives me the zone I'm looking for. So I was watching for this zone down here, and you can see today it came straight in and bounced beautifully off of that zone. But I'll start off with the break and retest of the pre-market high. I trade from a 5-minute chart. I do keep an eye on the 2-minute as well, but I mainly trade from the 5 and 15. So pre-market low is the light, this line here. That's the pre-market low, and you can see we sold off, and then market opened, and it was about 5 minutes. In fact, I've got my trades open. I'll open it. It was about 5 minutes after the market opened. It kept sold off and then pulled back into that region. Didn't quite get back up to the pre-market low, but I see it as a zone. And so many times I waited for it to touch pre-market low, and then I just sat there watching it, and it would have done the same today. So today I got in on the zone. I just took a couple of contracts there, and then it sold off. I had a eval account from Apex, which was close, was like $30 away from being converted to a paid account. So all I needed to take was $30. So I closed that account off at $50 profit, and then I made 1 hour. Got out at the low. You can see that's where the volume is. I got out of yesterday's low area. Let me just go into the actual trade. I've got it open on my chart, and I'll show you my accounts. So I trade using the SIM account. It's not listed there, so only my Apex accounts here. So I trade using my SIM account, and then I copy it to these accounts. I don't really like looking at profit and loss, but let's just open up the account. Display name, is it that one? Here we go. So I've got one SIM account, and then my copier copies to all the other accounts. I've got a couple of paid accounts, got 3 now because I converted one over today. This is my one I converted over, made $50 on that, and that converted into a paid account. And so I use my trade copier, which is the Apex trade copier. Works really well, and I trade off the SIM account, and it makes it easier for me, and then it just copies over. So my trades today, so pre-market low. So that line there is a pre-market low, I believe. In fact, the market's just closed, so I might have just lost it. It was coming into. Let me open up my pen. In fact, you can see the trades here. It was that entry. That's the 20th. That was yesterday. I'm just trying to look out. It was that. That's my exit there. Yeah, so my entry was here, pre-market low, pull back into that area, and I got all out there. So that was my first trade, and look, it did go a lot further. And did I have a little bit of FOMO? Maybe I did. Let's just expand this a bit further, and we can probably get rid of all the drawings now. Drawings, we don't need all them because they're old demand zones. And let's go down to the 5-minute chart. That's better, and that's what I'm looking at. Okay, you can see my trades now. So pre-market low would have been that pivot there, or would it have been up here? Oh, I know. It's because I haven't got pre-market levels on this chart, but that's fine. So pre-market low was around here. I believe it was around about that area. So we broke down, came back up, that little green, and then went short, and I took my profits there, those two outs there. So that was a decent run for today. Hang on, that was the pre-market low. So, I'm so sorry, right, we're there. So pre-market low, that's my entry can. That's my entry there on the pullback. Pre-market low was just above this, that pivot around there I was watching. And then we came down and I took some profits here and I took profits there. And that was that trade. And that was a decent, I got 1 hour out of that. I could have let it run all around, but I've had a few losing days and I thought I just want to book some profit today. However, going back to my TradingView chart, you can see we had this demand zone down here and the market sold right off. It came in, touched it, and then pulled back up into the VWAP. And you know, maybe a while back I probably would have been looking to try and find a long or something like that here, you know, bounce from the bottom. But what really did it was, as the price was increasing, the volume was decreasing, and that just didn't look right for me. And then obviously price is still decreasing as we come back down, so lack of interest from the buyers and sellers. And then my strategy is for it to come in, touch the demand zone once, come back up, and then put in a higher high or a high pivot. I don't want to break the low of that, and it did that a couple of times. It came in twice. So my first entry, if I go back to the 5-minute chart here, so my first entry was the breakout of that candle there, and I was hoping it would have carried on like that, but it didn't. However, we did have decline in volume on increase in price, so I waited again and I took another entry there. So I had 2 contracts. My average price was about here. That's my break even. Let's get rid of that one. One thing that really did it for me, even though volume was declining, I was watching cumulative delta. So let's just copy, duplicate to a new window. I'm watching cumulative delta divergence, which I'm just bringing over, and you can see here pretty much all day. This is a 2-minute chart. Pretty much all day we've had increasing aggressive buying, and while the price was selling off, which we saw there, it sold off there, and then we had increasing buying and put in a new high. So we had selling off here, but the price, we still had aggressive buyers coming in, and then we couldn't put in a new low here, couldn't put in a new low here. So that's why I went long here, thinking that we've got this push out. But as soon as it pulled back and I saw we were just having more aggressive buying coming in, that's why I added back down here. And that was a great add. So that was my break even for the day, 61.10. And then I basically just rode it up to the VWAP, which was that area there. And I really want to be done. I tried to finish my trading by 12:30, and I was pretty much done by that time. So it was a pretty decent day. 2 winning trades, really easy, stress-free. The break and retest of pre-market, which was, I think it was there, I can't remember exactly now, one of those ones. And then obviously the key thing here was keep an eye on this cumulative delta divergence, and the price was going sideways, and it was at a level I was watching as well, that big demand zone we had below. And this is what I'm looking for when I'm trying to find a rejection or a bounce. Exactly that. So basically we saw huge demand from the buyers. The price wasn't selling off, so it definitely wasn't sellers were just selling. The buyers were stronger, and then eventually the buyers won. And you can see cumulative deltas are putting in a series of higher highs, higher lows, when the price couldn't even get price has still not been able to get above here, so it does get me a bit worried for tomorrow, because or later on, because we weren't able to break out over that pivot area. So potentially we might just see the market sell off, but let's see where we are tomorrow. And that's basically my trades for today. Close that. Let's re-minimize that one. And so decent profit when you're trading 10 accounts. You know, that's $200 on each account almost. It makes for a good day. Obviously only 2 of them are paid accounts, the others are all sim accounts which I'm building up to be converted over. And that's pretty much my day. So 2 winning trades, and the difference was today, yes, I had a losing day, only a small losing day. I was going against the trend, trying to short the trend, but today I stuck with my plan. I said A+ setups only, and only the ones I predefined in my pre-market video. And I do a pre-market video every morning, and if you follow the videos you will see me lay out those levels and give the values what we're watching for. Okay, appreciate you watching. If you have any comments, let me know. I'll try and do more trade recaps if I can, because I find them quite helpful. I do try to write down my trades at the end of the day, but I think having it on video is a better way for me to do my trade recaps. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.